Welcome to 0 to 1,000 Rental Units, Episode 1. In this episode, we're going to be going on how to get fix and flip financing, how to find off-market deals, and find the best opportunities for you to invest your money and get into real estate. Hi guys, I'm Dan Cohan and welcome to the first episode of my new series, 0 to 1,000 Rental Units, where this is going to be a vlog type of series where I'm going to essentially do a week review of the stuff that I worked on last week to advance my rental empire, and all the things that I'm working on and how it applies to your life so that you can get better deals, get better financing, better people, better tools, all that good stuff so that you can essentially grow your real estate business, make more money every single month, and find the best deals for you using the tips and tricks that I'm figuring out for you so that you don't have to. I'm going to be trying this out. I'm going to have an episode every week where we're going to be basically just going over all the stuff that I worked on, the progress that's being made, and hopefully how that helps you with your business. So who is this for? This is if you are wanting to get into real estate, or if you're a real estate rental property investor. Perhaps you're doing BRRRR deals, buy, rehab, refinance, repeat kind of deals, stuff like that. That's primarily what I'm trying to do, is fix and flip, fix and hold, and buy and hold type of deals is my primary objectives. So with that, everything that goes into it, managing properties, getting financing, finding tenants, acquiring deals, all that good stuff is what I'm figuring out, and I hope to share all that information with you so that you can make more money and find more deals with your rental property investing. So if you have any things from these videos that you want me to clarify or want me to go over or anything like that, please drop a comment below, and I'd love to make a more in-depth tutorial on something or explain something better, because in this video I'm going to be going over probably 2 to 3 topics of what I worked on last week, and if you need a further explanation, I'd be happy to make a video if you're interested. So make sure to like this video, subscribe for the next episode, and drop a comment down below if you want me to elaborate on anything I talk about in this video. So let's go on to the first breakthrough that we've made, and that is acquiring fix and flip financing or hard money loans. So especially when getting started, and even now, I have a few properties, and but I want to acquire more faster. So how do I plan to do this? You have to get financing, and traditional financing will not pay for distressed properties or properties that need work. You cannot typically get loans on those properties, especially when they're lower amounts, like below $100,000. So what do you need to do? And you can't usually get those loans to fund the rehabs unless you're doing something like an FHA 203K loan where your primary residence, you're living in, and you're doing the rehabs at the same time. Generally it won't work. So what you need to do is get a hard money loan or fix and flip financing. Either or, it's essentially the same thing. Basically what it is you'll get a lender, and they will basically give you a loan to purchase a property, and they'll finance your rehabs. The problem is that the money is very expensive. For example, the best offer that I've found so far is money that is basically a 8% interest rate, a short-term loan, and with a 2-point fee, so 2% interest up front that you have to pay, and then 8% or 9% interest every month that you have the loan. And ideally, you're only going to have this loan for 6 months or less, ideally. So, but it is a way. You only need to put, typically for this deal, you only need to put 10% down on your purchase price, and then they will finance the other 90% of the purchase price and 100% of your rehab costs. There also is additional fees, like every time you do, you want to do a draw for funds, you have to actually, they have to come out and inspect and basically approve that draw for those funds to pay your contractors, or if you're doing the work yourself, to pay you for your expenses. And so, but you do have to come up with the first 10% is key. Now, a lot of these things are, they're set up where they have balloon payments or something like that, so you may not have to go out of pocket until the end of the actual project, when you can refinance or sell the property and get your money back out and pay off all your expenses and all your lenders and everything like that. It seems like the best deals are the ones where you actually have cash and you can kind of float the deal and they simply reimburse you. And that seems like you're going to get the best terms. But again, you have to have the money to do that. So even if you're going to buy, if you want to put 10% down on, say you buy a property for $50,000, maybe you put $40,000 rehab, maybe it has $150,000 ARV, that's probably a pretty good deal. You still have to come up with the first $5,000, and you're going to have to come up with the interest payments throughout the process of the loan. There are some with balloon payments. There's a lot of good stuff. If you want to hit me up, I will gladly share with you the lender that I found. I've not used them, but they are the best out of probably a half dozen that I've looked at their terms, looked at their rate sheets, all that good stuff, the fix and flip type of financing. So if you want more information on that, please drop me an email or a comment. I'd be happy to help you more in depth with, and these are typically nationwide lenders. They'll lend all over the United States, so they'll probably work for you too. But it's not ideal, but if you don't have cash or private money or something like that, this is definitely a good option. It's all property based, so you don't really need, it's not necessary. You can get better rates, but you don't need to have your own income. You don't need to have your own credit score or anything like that, because it's all based on how they value the property. Okay, the next thing in this video that I want to talk about is trying to find a lot of off-market deals. Me and my good friend and business partner Austin have been trying to find off-market deals. We're getting in touch with wholesalers, getting on all the lists, trying to hire our own bird dogs and things like that to try and scouring, calling for rent signs, calling for sale signs, trying to find other deals that they may know of, all these type of stuff, guys. The best opportunities right now are probably going to be off-market. Even wholesalers are pretty tight because you're having a lot of competition with other investors. The market is really high right now, and it seems to be even getting any higher in certain areas, like in the residential space for just houses people are living in. It's cooled off just a touch since the summer, but for the investment space, it seems like it's just going even more crazy by the day. And that is because there's a lot of money out there that has no place to go. People cannot get returns anywhere. They cannot get consistent returns pretty much anywhere but real estate right now. And so people are buying deals that are only cash flowing at like 7-8% cash on cash return because the interest rates are just so low and people have so much money that it's just sitting there. There's just so little inventory right now that the prices of like small multifamilies like duplexes and fourplexes and things like that, it's just it can be cost prohibitive, so you're not going to get the best return. So that's why you need to go and try to find off-market deals, equity opportunities like fix and flip type of deals. That's what I'm seeing right now. Is we're trying to, the deals that are on the market that everyone's seeing are really high. You can buy them and put their money, but it's just simply not the best return of money possible. So we're trying to go and find off-market deals primarily through wholesalers is the easiest way. Those are folks that are basically getting deals under contract and then they're then advertising them to other investors and basically reselling the contract at a higher price and pocketing the difference between what they offer the seller and what you're paying for it. So there's definitely a business to be had there. They're basically connecting a seller that would not have been on the market with investors, and as long as the numbers work for you, it can still be a really good deal. So guys, there's a couple other ways you can do that I've not tried, but I know of that you can actually go out there and use things like DealMachine, which is an app that actually will send you mark properties as you're driving around, driving for dollars, where you essentially drive around looking for abandoned houses or distressed houses or perhaps vacant houses or something like that, where you can basically contact the owner and see if they're interested in selling this. Is people that may be out of state, they may not be interested in the property anymore, but simply haven't been kind of poked and given the opportunity to sell it. And so you can actually you can log those properties, you can send them actually letters, send them to their mailing addresses and try to get in contact with these folks and attempt to buy their property. That's a great way. Just take some marketing and take some time. Get with wholesalers. Wholesalers can find good deals. I would caution you that most wholesalers don't know what they're doing and they inflate the numbers quite a bit. They don't necessarily, do your own due diligence. Essentially, look at your own market comps, do your own due diligence, do your own inspections. Don't rely on what the wholesaler is saying. Make sure to actually do your own work, do your own research, and buyer beware. So that's what we're trying to do. We're finding a few opportunities. It can get a bit, fuzzy and things like that, but we're trying to act on stuff very fast. But it's just a matter of finding the deals and having the experience in the contract to just go ahead and take action on them immediately. So one thing I'm seeing in the market is with small multifamilies right now, they might be probably a bit more expensive relative to larger multifamilies. I don't know, but I assume that because of your ability to, a lot of real estate agents, there's a lot more information transparency, which is a good thing, but a lot of real estate agents are all like selling like a duplex or a fourplex as like a house hack opportunity and then pricing it as such. So you're really not they're not selling it as like an investment. You get 12% cash on cash return. They're actually selling it as like live in one side and the other side simply subsidizes your rent or pays for your mortgage. And so with that kind of, there are people that want to do that, and so they're pricing it a lot higher than perhaps it would make sense as a normal investment property, because those folks that are primary residents can which is a great opportunity. You can get better financing, better terms, lower money down, to where that arrangement makes sense if you're going from renting or living in a place and paying the mortgage yourself to perhaps moving into a duplex or a fourplex and having people pay the mortgage so you don't have that expense. It makes sense, especially if you only have to put a few thousand down. But for guys like myself and stuff, then those folks aren't even getting, at these high prices, they're not even really getting a good return. I mean, they might be because they're putting so little money down, but they're not really getting a good return from an investment property standpoint. Just because the prices are so high. It's actually better. You can still do that, but with a lower price, better value property. So I would just caution you, it seems like that the pricing for a lot of stuff, just because the inventory is so scarce right now, there's just no small multifamilies on the market really. There's a few people, they're just offering on all of them, and they're just keeping the prices very elevated, at least in my area, Kansas City. And it seems to be that way in other places as well. So that's kind of what I've been working on this week. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, please drop a comment down below, like the video if you liked it, and hit the subscribe button to see the next episode. Again, this is Dan Cohan, and I will see you in the next chapter.